Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared podcast, where here we talk about people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, the one and only Austin Creed. My friends, I come to you this morning a little later than I normally do, and there's a reason for it. You know, the morning show recently has become more motivational and more inspirational, and for that, I'm actually very grateful. The reason I'm grateful for it is because there's a lesson that I learned back when I was in high school. I'll tell you a little bit of a personal story today. I don't usually make it too much about myself because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable or seem as though I'm hijacking the overall conversation. But I believe this to be very prudent, and I think it's going to be very important. So here's what I want to tell you. When I was in high school, back in high school, I went through the suffering of young Werther phase, and arguably I'm still in it now. But I would care to venture that every younger man, especially, young women have this too, but it's hard for me to speak from the woman perspective, so I'm not going to do it. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to say young men, especially ones that are more junior high age, I think is when it really starts to kick off. They feel as though they don't fit in. Everybody feels this sense of, I don't belong anywhere. I feel as though everybody else belongs somewhere and I don't. Now, that's a very dangerous thing, because children are a lot like animals. Because animals have this sense of hierarchy, and while we have the same thing in the adult world, it's kind of hidden behind a curtain. Everybody knows it's there, but it's not so blatant, in your face, something you cannot escape from every second of every day. And when I was in high school, I felt very trapped in who I was because I felt as though I didn't belong anywhere. Now, I would soon come to know later on, a couple years down the road, where I am now, that there is strength in being strange. There is strength in being different. Because the pack is many things, but correct is usually not one of them. The pack serves to sedate the creativity of the individual, creating this hive-like mentality. Now, I didn't know that back in the day. I just didn't want to be weird. I wanted the girls to like me. I wanted the guys to respect me. And I wanted to be that guy. You ever see those high school movies about the kid who's kind of dorky, kind of goofy? The movie probably happened in the 80s. And he goes from being a zero to the local hero, whether it's he dates the most popular girl in school, he makes the football team, he becomes the party animal, he throws that last great party of the summer. There's always something when it comes to relating to the person who's on the bottom, who rises like the cream to the top. My friends, that notion never goes away. That mentality never truly vanishes. And I'm here today to explain that if you want to always win, you have to be willing to sacrifice your loss or even your prior winnings. Always move forward. Because you are either moving forward or backwards. If those of you who think that you're just treading water, you're just holding your ground, no, you're not. You're losing ground. Because while you're quote treading water, someone else is gaining on you. And a couple days ago, I did a show about kind of playing reverse psychology and explaining to you what I wanted you to do in reverse. I wanted you to be overweight. I wanted you to be lazy, that kind of thing. I'm going to start doing that more. I think I might do it once or twice a week because it's a little dose of tough love. And tough love is something that I believe to be very valuable and very important. For those of you who don't know, I'm a realist. And when it comes to being realistic, You need to peer behind the curtain of reality sometimes, not too much at one time. Because when you do that, you will not be able to handle what you see. And even if you're able to handle it, you won't accept it. You won't actually keep it. Let it marinate and let it affect your worldview. You'll simply just say, no. I refuse to accept that. You ever said that in your life? Where you say, no. I refuse to accept that. You're not saying they're wrong. You're not saying that what they said is flawed in any way. You're just saying you don't want it to be true. That's an example of someone who's moving backwards, not forwards. I've brought forward this notion on the show before, that it is the duty of every person to be rich. And number 2, that it is a sin to be poor. If you have a poor mindset, if you are someone who thinks that being poor and being broke are the same thing, you're wrong. Poverty is a state of mind, as is being rich. In the same way that if you sow strawberry seeds, you will get strawberries. If you sow lack, limitation, self-condescending, self-sabotage, that is exactly what you're going to get when the harvest comes around. This idea of always moving forward does not mean you ignore the past. It doesn't mean that you don't learn from your mistakes. In fact, the opposite is true. You learn from your mistakes to move forward, because that doesn't make them a mistake. It makes it a lesson. In order to move forward, though, you'll be able to move forward a little bit, but there will be a threshold that you will be unable to pass until you accept the fact that you must sacrifice. You must sacrifice. Do not protest this reality. You must sacrifice. Now, whether it's you sacrifice staying up late, you sacrifice having a lot of sex, you sacrifice watching a lot of TV, you sacrifice going to the club, sacrifice having a lot of acquaintances and friends. There is something you can sacrifice. Sacrifice going out to eat. Sacrifice maybe if you smoke, medical marijuana, not medical, if you smoke any kind of drugs or do anything else. You need to keep yourself on the straight and narrow because you're sacrificing. You must sacrifice on the altar of success. Because if you think you're going to get everything for nothing, you got another thing coming, my friend. That's not how it works. Just as you cannot earn interest if you don't first give the bank money, you cannot earn if you sacrifice and give up nothing. There is a saying, I think it was, no, I don't think it was Ben Franklin. I don't know who it was, frankly, but there is a saying that there are only 2 types of people in the world. Those who pay interest and those who earn interest. In order to earn interest, you must first give something up, put money in the system. You cannot earn interest if you are not willing to sacrifice or give up anything. You have to move forward. If you want to develop yourself, if you want to improve yourself, if you want to build this great vision of who it is that you want to become, you must sacrifice. You must be able to move past your mistakes, move past the things you're not proud of. Because if you're not willing to do that, you're not willing to sacrifice the past to gain the future. I hope this message reaches you today, because at the end of, look, I don't want to come across as being too preachy this morning, but I have these types of conversations with myself every morning, and that's why from now on I want to start doing them more often. Even when I question myself as to maybe this is too intimate, maybe this is too much for people to handle, I think it's something that needs to be said. My friends, God bless you on this beautiful day. God bless your families. God bless America. Go out there and conquer the world. Take what you can. and give nothing back, as Jack Sparrow said. All right. Take care. I love y'all. Peace out.